Um, okay, yesterday I mentioned something about indecision, and I brought out a joke that can any of us think how many times you have changed what you want to do? Like you had something in mind, you wanted to do something, a particular thing, and along the line you changed and now said, no, you're not doing this thing, I'm doing this one. And in thinking of that one again, your mind shifted to start. So I told someone that if your mind have shifted from one dimension to another and again, that you're having a problem of indecision. And I said I'm coming out to do video, a brief made video on indecision. Indecision have been a major problem of a man. It has been a major situation. It has an, I won't call it indecision is a situation because it's put you into a situation to start thinking, oh no, I'm not going to be doing this again, I'm going to be doing that, or I'm not going to be doing this again, I'm going to be, you keep changing. You cannot make decision. That indecision have affected so many people negatively. It has made some of us trying to be static, as in you are just one place. You see yourself as if you are not moving forward, as if you are just one place, as a result of indecision. Now, I want us to know that it has so many negative effects than what we can imagine. It can even make you that what you want to achieve, as in what you ought to achieve in 2025, you will see yourself trying. Okay. You can see yourself even trying to start in 2027 or 2028. So, indecision has so many consequences. It makes us to miss opportunities that we should have grabbed early. If you have started, if you have decided, and then now start without thinking something else in mind, or because you don't have a closure to what you have thought to do. So it can make us miss our potential benefits, because at that, let's take for instance, in 2025 you have a capital and the money value is appreciating, and because of indecision you say, no, let me not invest money here, let me not put this money here. And you see that as you're just still at that indecision phase, year is going by, and you see that the money you had used, supposed to have used to get you so many things you had needed, you see that as the money, the capital is depreciating, you will not get tangible thing that you would have gotten if you have started. Then indecision causes a lot of stress. I'm telling you, talking from experience. That time you'll be taking to think of, oh, let me change. It's a stress for me. It's stress me personally. It will do as if it's causing me this kind of anxiety. Do you understand? This kind of anxiety. What it does to me, it's sorry, I decided to pick that call because it's important. It's not something, it's something I can actually cover, but at this point I needed to pick the call. So I was talking about indecision, and another point about indecision, it makes us to lose productivity, which is in line with what I just said last. Makes us losing benefits. So it makes us lose productivity. Do you know, once you keep changing what you want to do, the time, the date, you keep changing it, at the time you will even lose interest. Your productivity will not be the way it ought to. And at some time, if you eventually start that thing, you are going to have poor outcome, because the zeal you had over time have been eaten up with spirit of indecision. You may not have that energy again to invest as of the initial time you had that in mind, and now you start keep changing date, changing time, and changing operation. It makes you get tired, that even when you started, you may not have that energy to pour. And once you now start eventually, and you did not produce, you have low productivity, regret sets in. You will now be saying, oh, why did I even start? To you would have waited again. And at that point, okay, I don't really know where I stopped. So the last thing I talked about is that once you are not able to be productive when you started, that regrets will set in, and you'll now be wondering, why did you start? But if you are very sensitive enough, and after your indecision you decided to start, put energy, put energy. Because if you didn't put energy, you might see yourself being weak and all that, and the results may suffer, or the result you want to achieve will not be there. So then now I want to tell us 3 things if we want to overcome indecision. If you want to overcome indecision, is that before you start something, or before you even have a name of what you wanted to do, in fact, if you have a name of what you want to do, then try and weigh it, the pros and cons, the benefit and no benefit. As in, just give yourself, imagine, just write out, after imagining, write out your expectations and what you want to achieve and all that. Weigh it, then say, I'm starting. Just start, don't give tomorrow. So far you give all these evaluations and all that, and okay, that there is road here, go through that road. Don't continue thinking again, just start it. Inside it, you can now know how to navigate order. Then, and also have a deadline. That's why sometimes they tell you goals are smart. When they say goals are smart, it helps you to achieve it as a goal. So now you have a timeline to whatever you want to do. You have a time you want to start, and know when you do your evaluation, 3 months, and know, just have a time bound to whatever thing you have imagined and you want to start. Just tell yourself, give yourself the time which you want to start it. The distracting factors, I talked about in one of my videos. I talked about distractors. So know what your distractor at that period you're about to start, and tackle it early, so you don't interfere with that time. Then make sure you consult people who have passed through that lane. I've said this too much in my video. And then learn how to trust your instincts. You have studied, you have seen the visibility, you have done all that. Just trust your own instincts. Don't say the what if. Just trust your God. Your God have told you can do that. Of course, believe that voice, you can do that, and you will see yourself doing that. So that's the indecision I want to talk about. Thank you. Let me go into other things I have for today.